This is I'm coming to you live from Concord College in North Hollywood, California. Today, we're going to be speaking about the adolescents. We're going to have a little short introduction on what to expect, what outcomes to see, and how things are going to take place with your young, maturing child into adulthood. So, in the adolescent stages, you can expect many things. Changes in body style, lifestyle, thinking style, clothing style, food style. These are all things that you're going to be prepared and we're going to teach on what to expect with these age groups. A lot of the times you're going to find a lot of the younger sweet kids coming in from the 10-year-old age to the 11-year-old age is when you're going to start noticing some small drastic changes. 11 years old, 12 years old, you're going to start noticing more changes. You're even going to notice the puberty going on. You're going to notice their different thinking styles going on. Also, in these stages, you're going to notice that adolescents are very, very competitive. They're competitive with everything from these years. You're going to notice from sports to clothing to pretty much everything is going to be a competition. You're also going to notice a little bit of daydreaming every once in a while from these kids, kind of outside the box thinking. And in the middle adolescence, you're going to notice a little drastic change, maybe with some career idea goals, maybe some marriage ideas, planning for the future type stuff. And not only that, but you're also going to notice that a lot of the adolescents in the late adolescence can be somewhat effective with health education and care, including availability for certain things. Like if they get sick, they might lean away from getting it taken care of as far as the males. So females, right away, let's get it taken care of. You'll also notice that it is important to allow the adolescents to begin behaving independently and make their own decisions. In short, kids will be kids. They just need time to figure things out, be patient, and everything will go well. As you'll see with a lot of the tips and advice that we're going to be teaching you today, you will have apples of opportunity of how to put together a real good way or strategy of working with the adolescents. Thank you so much.
And today I'm going to be talking to you about ages 10 to 12, which are the preteen years. This is the age where most of the kids have a lot of changes going on. They have to transition from being children to being teenagers. And there's many physiological changes and mental changes. We'll see in puberty with the boys, they begin the production of sperm. They get secondary sex characteristics, beginning with like deep voice. They get hair growth, both pubic hair, facial hair, and body hair. Most boys at this stage also begin to have nocturnal emissions, wet dreams. And that's just for boys. And for girls, they usually begin their menstrual cycle between ages 12 to 13, but it could also go up to like age 15. So if you're within that range, it's normal. The period or menstrual cycle usually lasts about 2 to 5 days. There's also breast changes in teenagers. There's also weight gain, usually around the hips and the thighs. And they also get pubic hair and armpit hair. So that's for like the puberty part of it. And then for the emotional changes, they get adolescents often have emotional reactions and concerns about their changing bodies. Boys begin to have social embarrassing erections. They begin to compare their penis size with other boys, which this can make them a little bit self-conscious when they don't meet the expectations of other boys their age. Girls, they become concerned with their breast size, with their weight, and their menstrual cycle causes a lot of hormonal changes, which could lead like to mood changes and be like in a bad mood all the time. Teens that are on this age, they're more prone to get self-conscious, and that's because of social media. I guess social media has this interpretation to like look all skinny and pretty, and some of these girls are going through a lot of changes and they may be bigger than what they want to be. So they go through depression and their self-esteem goes really low, especially in girls. And this could affect their school performance because they're not focusing right. And then, as to for sex education, it's important for you to talk to teens about sex, even if they're just 11 or 12. It is important that you talk to them because they'll hear from other peers and then they'll want to experiment. These are the ages where they mostly experiment on each other. And then, so this stage, according to Piaget, they're in the concrete phase of thinking, which they interpret everything like literally. So you have to be really careful when speaking to a teenager because even the smallest thing they'll take like really literal. And then for psychosocial, which is the last information I'm gonna give you, it's preteens. They begin forming cliques that include both boys and girls, as opposed to the previous years when they only had either girls or boys, and now they have both. And they start getting that like crushes on older teens. And if for whatever reason they don't connect with a clique or a peer, it could make them lonely.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Alessandro Denizzo, and we're coming to you live from Concord College. We are going to speak to young mothers today about raising young children from the ages of 13 to 15. According to Erickson's stages of psychosocial development, this is a big stage in one's life. This is where we come to finding our identity versus role confusion. And in this stage, the basic function is just to find out who we are growing up as an adult. Through this time era, you're gonna have many things happen. Puberty, growth spurts. You're gonna have behaviors, sexual interests, okay, throughout these time periods. Okay, now from the 13-year-old to the 15-year-old is all about identity. And when I talk about identity, it's meeting up with social cliques at school, peer groups, people that they can identify themselves with, finding out who they are, their likes, their interests. Growing up in this day and age is a little different because of all the social media aspects and everything and all the different influences that a child can be influenced by. So, in this stage of life, most teens around this time, they're gonna be daydreamers. They're going to be experimenting with things. They're going to try, drugs. They might even be showing interest in sexual activity. They might, the guys might see a girl that's pretty, try to ask her out. The developmental stages in life. The basic things. So in this time period for a young teen, there are going to be some growth spurts, which means that this person or this individual, whether it be male or female, is going to have to be pretty cautious about the sports activities because they're a little bit more fragile than when the bone is fully formed. Because it's still a little loose and a little weak, injuries can occur. So because of that, we advise the young adolescents to be very cautious about the sports activities that they do. There also will be ways of conforming. They might be a little stubborn at times, just to push the limits a little. You might find this a little annoying, but just deal with it. Just be patient. It's only a little phase. We'll get through it. Also, at this time period, the developmental tasks of this type of adolescent is to just basically recognize individuality, accepts strengths and weaknesses, develops his own self-system, looks for things in his own ways, tries to figure things out in their own way, to make sure that they can develop their own independence on saying, look what I've done. And then that way, as a good parent, we can in turn praise our children. So these are what you're gonna expect from some of your adolescents, the 13 to 15 years of age. You're gonna see some really good and some really troubling times. Not too bad, but there will be ways to work with it. Try to respect their privacy as a parent. Try to choose your battles wisely with these kids. Try to honor their individuality. Look at them as a person and see them for who they are and respect their thoughts and their actions and their feelings. Because just like you yourself, you were once at their age. While in this time frame, a lot of the adolescents between these age groups, they're gonna have not so good nutritional factors. They're not gonna know too much about food. So us as parents, it is gonna be our job to make sure that they get the proper nutrition that they need, because they will be lacking calcium, iron, zinc, especially the young females who will be starting their menstruation for the first time. And one other thing, young parents, during this time frame, in these teens' life, from 13 to 15-year-old, we have to be very, very open to the signs of depression, because the influencing factors in a child's life during this time period, the fitting in, the not fitting in, the I don't know how to do this, I haven't figured it out yet, could lead a child to depression, not being accepted by peers, stuff like that. So we have to be on alert to that during this time age, just to make sure that we're there for them, so that way they know they're not by themselves. Thank you so much for everything. I hope this video did some help. Good morning, good evening, and good night. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, my name is Daria Chervanska, and I will be introducing to the parents the middle adolescent group, which includes teenagers from age 16 to 18. This age takes most of the transition from childhood to adulthood. Middle adolescence is characterized by the collapse of growth spurt and reaching the adult height by age 18. At this age, various skin problems such as acne may occur that can harm their self-esteem, which is extremely important at this age. But by middle adolescence, teens begin to think more abstract and more complex. Adolescents can be self-centered. They may feel that everyone is looking at them. Some teens have idols, and becoming disappointed in them can make them isolated and rise a risk of depression and suicide. As late adolescence approaches, most principles are based on their own individual thoughts and beliefs. The close relationship with peers may be helpful for adolescents to discover their own interests and identity. As teens approach late adolescence, school performances, interactions with teachers and counselors, and participation in extracurricular activities can positively influence their successful achievement of adolescence. In late adolescence, relationships may become more experimental, more affectionate, and longer lasting. It is important to introduce teens to various birth controls at this age to protect them from STDs and increased teenage pregnancy rates. Adolescents can be given sexual education talks at school and easy access to birth controls. Sexual topic plays high priority in teenagers' life that may seek sexual activity because of the peer pressure and curiosity. Accurate information about prevention, pregnancy, and STDs can help adolescents to make responsible choices related to sexual maturity. Because of the unreliable information, many teenagers believe that they cannot get pregnant with the first sexual intercourse. Adolescents often use violence to handle conflicts, especially when they witness their parents using physical violence at home. Other thing that contributes to violence at school is increasing availability of guns and drugs on school campuses. And as you know, the motor vehicle accidents are the leading cause of teenage death. On the other hand, independency in transportation, such as riding a bike or a car or getting a first job, can build up their responsibility. Teaching middle adolescents is a challenge. The first thing you need is to build up a strong, trusting relationship with them. Setting realistic limits for this age group without damaging the sense of independency is a learned skill for most parents.
And I'm going to inform you guys about the late stages of adolescence, which are the years from 19 to 21. This is the stage where physical growth starts to slow down. So this goes for both female and male. Body image wise, I wouldn't say we're very accepting of it, but I would say personally, some people are okay with it. I know that in this day of age, there's a bunch of social media, celebrity influencers who there's a bunch of females who would rather look like them or try to look like them. So we're very okay with our body image. This is where our personality starts to emerge. This is the age group when teens start becoming to be more independent, they gain a positive self-image about themselves, and they're very empathetic. I know that once I turned 19, I was really independent. I wanted to do more things. I didn't want my mom to be with me. This is the age group where you're supposed to let your kids be more free and let them go through problems and challenges on their own, because that's how I learned a bunch of my things and problems through my mistakes. Behavior wise, I think we are more responsible. After high school, I know that I became much more responsible and much more independent because I had to do my things on my own. Sexual development wise, this is when sexual identity emerges and we develop caring relationships. This goes for either sexual or intimate relationships, or even, like really strong relationships with friends. These kids go through many relationships, friend and partner wise. So it's really important to teach your children to just have a positive self-image about themselves, and just to give them the right guidance as to what they're getting themselves into. This is the great age group where we start thinking very idealistic and we're abstract thinkers, where we think, where we know the outcomes of our problems and our decisions, where we identify our career goals, and we enter work and we go to college. So nutrition wise in this age group, it's all based on the lifestyle of your early adult. The caloric needs are dependent on physical activity, age, gender, levels of stress, and their metabolism. In conclusion, the advice that I could give you to handling your early adult is let them be more independent, financially and social wise. Allow them to make their own choices. They're gonna want to venture out. They're gonna want to, either choose between college, find a steady career at an early age, get married, have kids. Let them discover themselves, how to take care of themselves, how to be more independent, how to let them make their own decisions. So that's all my information that I can tell you on how to handle or take care of your late adolescent. Thank you.
So, in conclusion, after watching this video, hopefully it has brought you some really good information on the changes teens are going to go through from being small children into becoming young adults. This is the time where you may think you're a bad parent, but really you're not. Your children are just growing up. Growing up just generally means identifying oneself. So, good luck. Hope everything goes well. And remember, raising kids, it is a job. So stay focused, be positive, and always, always, always show them that you love them. And they'll grow up to be great children. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this brought you some good news.